The sexiest podcast on the network.
Yeah, especially after that last one. Whoo boy.
Yeah, the last one was rough, buddy.
I never thought the gap is the lost episode would ever be a better episode than one of ours.
I know, right?
But oof.
Yeah, that one was rough. The internet was not playing nice that day.
Yeah, I'm sorry for anyone who actually suffered through that. I thought, we had some good stuff on there. Like I thought we were getting a good roll going. We're talking.
I mean, to be fair, we always get a good roll going.
Right. Like, talking about dying while eating a sucker.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. But anyway.
Speaking of Dum Dums, I bought Dum Dum candy canes for my Christmas tree. I haven't picked up yet.
You haven't picked up the candy canes or the Christmas tree? Okay. I was like, I thought maybe you ordered them and just haven't, gone and picked them up.
No. It was, when I was like, let's pop into good old fucking Five Below and see what's doing.
Oh, boy.
Because, it's Christmas time. And that's a good place to find goofy-ass stocking stuffers.
It is. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, shit, they had a ton of candy canes. I'm like, how about we get candy canes? And I was like, let's get these Dum Dum ones. Perfect. Although I didn't check if they have a mystery flavor one. That'd be cool.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the old mystery flavor Dum Dums.
Usually it's pina
those
colada.
Ones. Yeah, tell me about it, because I don't care for pina colada. So, of course, it always was. In my dumbass, every time there's the bowl full of them, and I can pick all the flavors. I can grab cherry, whatever I really like. But no, it's like, well, I got to get that mystery
one. Well, you know what I noticed is, because I get the mystery one too, and because it's like purple. It's like a bright purple.
Yeah.
And that, for some reason, I'm just drawn to it. Like, yeah, it's like the color of my pimp suit or whatever,
Yeah. It's that mystery of it.
And then I look at him like, shit.
Won't be.
Because
I was going to say, it'll be like maybe this time it won't be.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Incorrect.
Wrong. Ass every time.
Like, damn it. This one's more assy than the last one.
I mean, do you think maybe the mystery flavor is like, sorry, I'm trying to get my little fucking cooler here to get a beverage, is, like when they're switching out flavor tanks or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of like at the end of a party where you're dumping all the empties out.
Yeah. But, they're like, okay, we got to make, all right, boys, God. We got to make cherry dum-dums, but we still got a little blueberry in here, so we're going to have a weird mix. That's mystery flavor.
Oh, God.
Is that what it is, maybe? And
I don't know. I just pulled up Mental Floss, which is a great website. I don't know if you've ever been on it. It's got all sorts of just random knowledge.
It's been a minute. I haven't been there in a while, yeah.
All right. So, sorry, I'm trying to scroll. Wow, this is not a very long thing at all. Okay.
I thought this was going to be tell us the secrets of mystery flavor.
Well, that's what I thought it was going to be, but I'm looking here. It sure doesn't look like it. It almost looks like the whole thing didn't load. I'm going to reload the page. Maybe it didn't load because it only looks like half a story.
Maybe it's an elaborate ruse.
Yeah. The mystery flavor pop is a mixture of two flavors that come together when the end of one batch of candy meets the beginning of the next batch.
I am good.
Yep. There you go. So it's when open ass and ball sweat, I
mean, maybe pina colada is such a dominating flavor.
Yeah. I guess, yeah. Because I'm with you, so many times that's what it seemed to be.
Yeah, or like, and don't get me wrong, I'm having a delicious zero sugar A&W. But when you get that mystery flavor and it's like a tinge of that root beer dum-dum, just want to throw yourself into traffic.
Dude, my favorites were always the watermelon, obviously, because But and also, what was the other one? I know they did pink lemonade, I think, at one point. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, pink lemonade and cherry cola. No, I'm not. I didn't know they have buttered popcorn one, cotton candy, and bubble gum now. I didn't know that.
Step off, dum-dum. You're trying to become like the next Jelly Belly. Fuck off.
Yeah. Right. Pink lemonade I had one time because I don't remember where I was and they had a bowl of them out. And I was like, can I have a sucker? And, it was at the bank. And the woman, this is obviously pre-COVID. And, the woman was like, yeah, go ahead. I was like, sweet.
I'm not going to lie. If I reached in randomly and grabbed a dum-dum and it was buttered popcorn.
Yeah.
I might have to write the company.
Because of how delicious you think it is?
No, although the popcorn Jelly Bellies are oddly delicious.
No,
but that's like
right?
a little burst of flavor. I'm not like eating it for a half hour.
Oh yeah, I totally wouldn't buy a whole bag. Like I've seen they've had bags of them, you know, and I'm like, no, I don't want a whole bag of those. If I did, it would last forever because I'd eat like 2 and be like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Those are the Jelly Bellies to keep in your rations for the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah, buttered popcorn sucker, hard pass. No.
I would rather they just do butterscotch.
That'd be better.
Because I do
like your old person candies.
Yeah, I know. I can't help. I've liked those since I was a kid, though. Because my dad used to love them because, like, you know, when you get sore throats and stuff, they're great for that.
Yeah.
And you know, let's be honest, unless you're buying like the Halls or something like that, a lot of the cough drops out there are pretty much just candy.
Dude,
you know,
when I was a kid and I was like, I would beg to get those fucking Ludens or whatever.
Oh,
it's just a cherry lifesaver in like a tin.
Dude, I used to. My mom every year gets me one of those lifesaver books, right? That it has the rules of lifesavers. Although, in the last few years, I've been like, hey, get me the gummy ones instead because I like the lifesaver gummies. Oh, yeah. But the 2 that I would always save for the last were the cherry and the butter rum ones. Because those butter rum ones were fantastic for sore throats, but so were, you know, and the cherry ones were too, because they don't taste like cough syrup.
Yeah.
You know, and like you said, with those Ludens, they tasted like, you know, like a cherry lifesaver. They didn't taste like most cough drops do.
This is health candy.
Oh yeah, for sure. And as kids, I remember you and I having bags of those, and we were just fucking burning through them.
Yeah.
Like, my last one's gone. I guess I need another one. It's like, no, you
don't.
My
throat was so sore.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's like, you little sugar fiend. You don't need it anymore.
Yeah, I know, right? I just need another hit, man.
I know. You're standing there itching, you know, scratching your neck.
Got more of them cough drops?
Yeah. That's about how it went.
That's why
too.
The first time I had a Halls of like menthol, I was like, oh, God. How am I supposed to abuse these?
Yeah. That's probably part of the reason that they do.
Probably.
Even a Ricola, you know, and those aren't as harsh.
Yeah.
But even those, it's like, God, I can barely get through one of those. They work like you know, because anything like that coats your throat, it's great. But I actually saw a video. It was, you know, someone shared a TikTok video the other day, and it was how to make your own cough drops.
What?
And holy shit, was it easy?
How to make
it's like
your own
5
cough
ingredients.
Drops?
Yeah, you basically are creating almost like I don't want to say a caramel, but kind of like when you create a caramel, and then you just take a spoon and do little bits on a piece of wax paper and let them firm up, and then there you go, you have cough drops. Because it's like honey, and I don't know, I'd probably put a lot of bourbon in there, but you know.
Interesting. Lemon ginger coffee. Yeah, I've got all kinds of weird recipes over here, Brian.
Yes, that's what it was. It was lemon and ginger, honey. I can't remember what else, but yeah, it's when you cook it for a while till it tightens up, and then, like I say, you just take a spoon and you just spoon little, you know, cough drop size pieces on a piece of wax paper.
I mean, to be fair, you're just making hard candy.
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, ginger and lemon and honey are all, you know, can be good for you, but you really, all you need is something that coats your throat, you know. So
exactly, and that's where salty language comes in, ladies. It is sore throat season after all.
That's right. And we hand out cough drops.
Exactly.
Right.
Wait,
that's what you meant, right? No. Hell, I don't. Oh, actually, I was gonna say I don't even think I have any cough drops. I do have butterscotch candy.
Hell yeah! You remember? Because for some reason, you know, in my previous life, and we bought all kinds of weird shit, trying to be like hippy dippy bullshit people.
Yes.
And I had those like natural cough drops. God, what the fuck? Yes. They were I just found a tin like a month ago.
They're like, oh God, they're like Fisherman's Friend or
something.
Yeah,
it's like Fisherman's Friend's lozenges.
Yeah.
God, those things are terrible. Give me a bag of Ludens any day.
It's like, here, let's just put a bunch of weeds in with like honey.
Yeah, exactly. We're just gonna get all these grass clippings.
Like, here's our mulch pile. Pour some honey over it.
I don't even think it had honey in it. It was like this. It was this weird, like chalky, powdery. It was not good. Oh. That fisherman has no friends.
Yeah, he's always like, one of his friends like, oh, my throat's a little scratchy. He's like, boy, do I have something for you. And you're like, slow down, Tex. But
it's covered in lint and like hunks of fish line, old scales.
Like, here, this works like $1 million. Like, you know what? I think I'd rather have the sore throat.
Yeah, in fact, I'm gonna dive off the back of the boat and just kill myself right now immediately.
Maybe I'll just gargle some of the salt water.
Hopefully, I'll land on a narwhal.
Yeah.
Like you do.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, man. So how's your week been since the disastrous attempt at us recording earlier? Or should we just cover that? Should we?
Yeah, why don't we do that first, then we can jump to the other.
I mean, we are like 12 minutes in. We should probably explain why there was barely a show last week.
Yeah. I don't even remember. Oh, Monday you had an appointment,
doctor's
right?
appointment. I got to keep my balls in my pants this time. That was cool.
Is it though?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yes and no. I got the old student physician again. Which she's a lovely young lady, but I'm sure she doesn't need that in her life.
Well, she's already experienced it, so she should be desensitized. I mean,
that's true. That's true.
Like, oh boy, old droopy balls is back.
Here he comes again. Old sock tucker.
She's like, hey, have you heard of this podcast, Salty Language? They have a Turkish taffy balls episode. Talk about a callback. Right? Jesus. Fuck. I think that's in like our first 10 episodes or something.
A long time ago. If for some reason she brought that up, I'd have to be like, all right, I'm going to sign your titty now. I don't know what to tell you.
You have to.
If you've been listening that long, I'm obligated.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Go ahead and forge my name if that happens too.
I'll just send her your way.
Yeah, fair enough. Do I have to show her my balls?
Probably, but whatever.
All right. Well, I mean,
fair's fair. This is a transaction.
Right. Well, since I showed you my balls, I guess I'll sign your other titty. Or the same one. I mean, it depends on how you want the tattoos to look.
Exactly, right.
I think it's classier to go one name on each one. I agree. But,
then put our faces underneath.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Full boob tattoo.
That's God. Yeah, that's what it is. They'll just get like a chess piece, but it'll be like you and I facing each other with like a microphone in the middle in a way that somehow isn't phallic. And
that won't happen.
Yeah, you're right. It's funny. I actually thought about doing that kind of thing for like a shirt. And the whole time I was like, dude, I can't think of a way of doing this without it looking like we're like double teaming a dick.
I mean, maybe if you have the mic like above.
It doesn't matter. Then it's like a set of balls. Yeah, or we're about to kiss under the mistletoe. It's just, I mean, that's pretty normal though. But, I mean, you can't ignore the rules. Mistletoe is
mistletoe. You're right.
So, oh man. Ooh. All right. So anyway, Monday you had an appointment. I don't remember, unless you want to talk about your appointment.
Just,
I don't remember.
Whatever. I mean, I guess on the bright side, no hernia. I have to go to physical therapy now.
For your groin?
I seem to think whatever's in my hip is musculature.
Oh,
like, okay. Although I'll be honest, Brian, I don't think I agree, but I'm not a doctor, so I'll go with it and see what happens.
Right. Well, I am a doctor, so so at least maybe you'll go get some sensual massages.
That'd be all right. I don't know what this. I forgot to call today. I was meant to call and schedule my appointment. Yeah, I've been slacking since my doctor's appointment was a week ago, and I still haven't called. But that's what happens sometimes.
Right. Well, it makes sense though too. I mean, given that you've got to do it in between your work hours, it's not like me doing it to where I just avoid phone calls. So
yeah, I just don't think about it when I'm at work, and then I get home from school. Jesus, Tony. I get home from work, and I'm just focused on eating, podcasting or just going to bed.
Right. Understandable.
Yeah. Good times.
What happened Tuesday? I don't remember.
Oh God. Something apocalyptic, I'm sure.
Oh, you were feeling like hot shit Tuesday?
Yes, I had. Oh my God, I got sick last week. Yeah. Like Tuesday morning, I woke up. Like I kind of felt off Monday. And it was one of those mornings where I woke up and I was like, oh, man. Oh, I feel like trash. But our work was like so easy last week because of the holiday. I was just like, I'm just going to go for it. So, I ended up going to work and I just, my voice was just wrecked. I felt like shit. Yeah, I was like, it's right.
Well, anyone who listened to our 20-minute whatever that we threw up there or whatever can tell because you for sure sounded not like yourself.
Yeah, there you go. So, I was still fighting it.
Yeah, you had some of that Barry White going on a little bit.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, but and then Wednesday we were like, yeah, let's do the record thing. Woo! And was when God, I can't remember. Was Wednesday? See this? I'm shitting out on this. Was Wednesday? Yeah, that's what it was. Wednesday. Fuck. What was it? I can't. No.
Wednesday was the day we attempted.
Yeah, Wednesday was the day we tried, and it just was garbage. And we were like, "Well, fuck this. We'll get together Friday." And record, and then Friday I had a fucking almost all weekend. I had a migraine almost the whole weekend.
Too much
it was
turkey.
Yeah. No. Yeah, we'll get to Thanksgiving in a minute. No, but yeah, it was man, it was fucking brutal. It was because of the weather, because right around Thanksgiving the weather went from being like crazy cold to like 60 degrees.
Yeah, that was a crazy. Well, I should be used to it living here my whole life, but
yeah, I mean, it's way above normal. I think normal now is around the mid 40s.
Yeah.
So for us, we went from being well below average to well above average.
Yeah, I was wearing shorts like Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, me too. And it was just terrible. Like, because that weather shift, especially the quick ones like that, really fuck with my sinuses and those. I forgot how the neurologist worded it for me, but it's like sinus based migraine or something to that effect, where it kind of starts in the sinus but then triggers the migraine basically.
Migraine? No, that's terrible.
But it wasn't even like a normal migraine. It was like the cluster headache ones where they form like right behind my eye, and they're fucking brutal, dude. I took the medicine I have for it and that didn't really work. I took another one and it helped a little. And I was just in my room, fucking hit my head even under the sheet because just any light was bothering me. It was fantastic.
Sounds like a great time.
Yeah.
It sounds like a blast, my guy.
Yeah. So then we just were like, you mentioned like, well, we do have that, hot shit that we can put up there.
That pile of shit over there.
So I just went ahead and did that. And I got up much later Friday and I was feeling quite a bit better. It's, I was at that tolerable level of migraine. Right. So I sat down here, put on sunglasses while I was doing it.
Like a cool dude.
And, yeah. Well, it's either that or it's easier to put sunglasses on because if I turn the brightness down, it kind of, it darkens things. So it's harder to read and see things, Right. So whereas sunglasses don't really do that, they just put that filter over your eye. So it's a little easier to read. So, yeah. So anyways, yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the few minutes of what we posted last week if they checked it out.
It's funny you mentioned the sunglasses because I was just talking how I got Zenny stuff set aside. And I've got 3 different pairs of glasses. Sunglasses, regular glasses, and then like in-betweeners that have like a light tint.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Elton John glasses.
Oh, hell yeah.
No, I get the in-between tint because I don't know if you remember the one time I got glasses. Remember I got 2 pairs? I got one that was just my normal glasses, and then I got a pair that had like an orange kind of tint to it. so that it would help when I'm sitting at the computer. And I wish my damn insurance would pay for 2 pairs of glasses, because if so, I'd do it again.
I mean, to be fair,
or that my
glasses through Zenni are pretty damn cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to get like their fancy ones, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of where I'm at. Is it's like I wish my insurance would give me a pair of glasses every year, but they don't. It's like every 2 years.
Bastards.
But
cheap bastards.
Yeah. So I don't know. I have to talk with them up at the. What would be nice is if the damn, if I could find a place that would take my insurance that did the old 2 pairs for this price thing.
Yeah, right. It's like
because that's how I got
the one free.
Yeah, but the place that I went to before that did that doesn't take my insurance anymore.
That sucks.
Jerks, because my insurance will pay X dollars.
Right.
Right. So if they go, oh well, it's 2 pairs for under that amount, my insurance goes, we don't care. You get 1 or 90 pairs.
It's under the pre-agreed amount.
Yeah,
cool.
They don't care. Yeah, exactly. But if it's like a penny over, they're like, whoa.
Hey, how about you go fuck yourself? You don't need to see.
Well, it's just that I have to pay that out of pocket. Then
it's gonna be hard to see when we send a guy over to gouge out your eye.
The worst part is the what do you call it? The stuff, the anti-glare.
Oh, the polarization.
I have to pay for that out of pocket.
Yeah, bummer, dude.
You'd think that they would pay for that, considering how it's helpful to your visual health.
Unfortunately, from what I've learned from insurance companies, they don't give a shit.
No, they sure don't. Yeah, they just don't want to pay anything. Yeah.
I mean, it's like, poor Michelle, her doctor, she's got a handicap sticker now because her knees are so fucked up.
Right.
And she was supposed to get 2 MRIs, and she got 1 because her insurance company was like, yeah, we didn't find the other one to be medically necessary.
Yeah.
And her doctor's like, yeah, but it is. It's like, and we were like, her and I were talking about that tonight. It's like, I don't understand how an insurance company can be like, oh, the doctor wants this. We don't care. We don't think it's necessary. So we've never seen you, but it's not necessary.
Right. Well, that's what my mom, my mom having that head injury years ago, deals with workman's comp. And it's similar in that, to where she went to a new doctor after her last neurologist. Her last neurologist, I actually think he got arrested.
He got arrested?
His office was pulling the old double billing where they were sending to people and billing Medicare. Yeah. And he got caught. So I'm pretty sure he's inside of a jail cell now. But
he's still practicing.
Or maybe, yeah, of course. But after that, obviously she needed to find a new doctor. So when she did, the first thing the doctor wanted was an MRI, because she hadn't had one in a long time, and it's a head injury he's seeing her for. So he wanted to see what was going on, and workman's comp was like, nah. Like, we've already given you the long-term disability, so basically we're not paying for any new tests.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow. So this guy can't even go, like, what if there was something new, that like a treatment, a medicine, blah, 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 that, if that MRI showed something, also they could see if things look worse, or, you know what I mean? Like, nope, not allowed to look.
That's not necessary.
No, and it's because MRIs are fucking incredibly expensive.
Well, yeah, I mean, I get it, but still.
It's from one of my doctors told me it's one of the things insurance companies fight more than anything else because they're so expensive.
Once again,
I can understand in Michelle's case why they were like, one, well, I guess.
Don't you have 2 knees? Whatever. Just if one's fine, I'm sure you're okay.
Right. Yeah, you've still got 1. Just get one of those, just get a wheelchair or something.
So annoying.
We won't pay for it, but get one.
I mean, that's like the stuff I maybe I talked about here. I can't remember. But stuff I was dealing with Leah's, like, appointments. And dealing with so much. And like, I got a letter the other day. Yeah, we got a claim. We're going to need your divorce decree. It's like, I've already sent it in. And I sent it in like 4 times with my last insurance company.
Good Lord.
Just like, God damn it.
That's ridiculous.
It's so much. And then every time I'll call or I'll do a text conversation, be like, it's already there. I could send it again if you need it. And that's like, oh yeah, we found it.
It's like, next time, maybe look first.
Put a little bookmark on it.
Yeah, right?
Something. Or write a note in my account like he sent it in. Seriously.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Good Lord.
He's quote unquote feeling stabby.
We've got him signed up for an appointment next week.
Just so annoying.
Fucking A.
But yeah, so that's the story of our shitty half show. Not even a half show.
Right. Yeah. So how was your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving? Terrific. Both of them.
Yeah.
I was double Thanksgiving this week.
Oh, yeah, right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because my family always does shit on weird days to, accommodate for my sister and I's past mistakes. That's okay, though.
Fair enough.
But, so on actual Thanksgiving, we went to Michelle's parents, which was cool.
Yeah.
I like hanging out for cousins. They're good people. And, the nieces were going bananas. It made it loud. But, they're little tiny kids. I mean, what are you going to do? Besides throw a roundhouse.
Yeah. Send them outside.
Right.
You just get the old, the tie downs for the dog, hook them to one of those, kid leashes, and just let them have a time outside. Put a bowl.
That's basically what I told her dad, because he's like, oh, man, we had these kids all night. They stayed the night with us. And I'm like, next time it's going to happen, just let me know. I'm like, we got a pretty nice-sized dog kennel.
Yeah. Right?
Door locks.
Yeah. Bowl of water and a bowl of kibble down. They're set for the night.
Not even kibble.
All right, fine. No kibble.
No kibble, no water. They don't need to go outside.
Yeah. You meant for inside. I just meant putting them outside in the kennel.
Fair enough.
I was like, if you're going to put them outside, I feel like you should give them some water.
Okay, kibble and water if they're outside. If they're inside, just nothing but a blanket over it.
Right.
Like they're fucking parakeets.
That's fair. Yeah.
That was good, though. Food is good. Lots of, tasty desserts, chocolate-covered pretzels. The whole situation. I made,
nice. Yeah.
No, I didn't make it for them. What the fuck did we make? Oh, we made grape salad. That's what we made. Which blew everyone's balls off that hadn't had it before.
Just lettuce and grapes.
Naturally. Have you ever had grape salad my family makes? Okay.
Yeah, I have not had yours, no.
It's the same shit. I mean, whatever.
Okay.
All right. It's basically a dessert, but it's called a salad.
Yeah.
For some fucking reason.
I feel like in the food world, the word salad is played pretty fast and loose.
It's very much.
Because you watch Top Chef or any of those shows, and a salad can be just microgreens with a drizzle of lemon juice over it, or it can be literally a full thing with 19 ingredients, and it's or it can be ham salad, potato salad, grape salad. It's I don't know, man.
I've never had a salad topped of crushed up Butterfingers and pecans.
But it's fantastic.
I can feel my waistline shrinking. That's the opposite.
Just for shits, I'm going to pull up the old dictionary.
For a definition of a salad?
I am. Just for curiosity's sake, because I don't think I've done this. A cold dish of various mixtures of raw or cooked vegetables, usually seasoned with herbal, vinegar, or other dressing, and sometimes accompanied by meat, fish, or other ingredients. So
my grape salad is not grape salad at all. There's no vegetables. There's definitely no meat.
Yeah.
So what do I need to?
I don't know.
I mean, Michelle's one aunt called it grape delish because she used to work someone who made something similar. That name's terrible.
She needs to calm down with that.
That name's terrible. So I need to come up with a better name for it.
Grape delish sounds like a drink.
Yeah, it does. Let me take another grape delish there, Pablo.
Yeah. Oh God, I just typed in grape salad just for shits and giggles, and the first one that came up was creamy grape salad, which the sound of that.
That's basically I'm pretty sure that's basically it. If you click it, it's got Butterfingers and cream cheese and sour cream.
Butterfingers?
Yeah. It's like you chop grapes up and you mix it with sugar, of course, vanilla, sour cream and cream cheese, and then there's some of them that make their own pecan topping, or the one my family does is you just take pecans and Butterfingers and you just smash them up.
Oh, really? I thought you were shitting around with that. I didn't think you were serious.
I'm serious, bro.
The one I'm looking at here
serious like a heart attack.
The one I'm looking at here is the old chopped pecans. But
see, my sister just did Butterfingers when she made hers. I add pecans because pecans are amazing.
Yeah. Yes, agreed. Tell her to step her game up. Quit being cheap.
Quit being cheap. Yeah, so that's a salad. Anyone in a different country listening to this is like, no wonder all Americans are heifers. Wagyu fucks.
Yeah, I don't. Man, that's why I said every time on a damn show, and they're like, "Oh, I did a salad of blah, blah," and you look and you're like, I don't understand how that's a salad. You know, like I said, I don't understand how. I guess the cold part is how ham salad and stuff constitutes, because it's, you know, but it's not made with like oil and vinegar and blah blah. It's usually mayonnaise, which I guess has oil and whatnot in it. So I guess when you break everything down, I guess it works. I don't know, man. Like I said, I feel like they're playing fast and loose with it.
I agree.
What I need is I need somebody who's like, you know, went to culinary school, chef level person to maybe explain to me how these things are salads.
That would be actually kind of fun to do.
You know, like how that actually counts as a salad versus the dictionary is too, oddly enough, too vague with their definition.
I would love to. It'd be great if we could connect with a chef just briefly. Be like, all right, you're going to be on our show for like 10 minutes. We got a couple questions for you.
Well, I haven't talked to him in a long time, but that there is a chef that I know from Twitter. I could ask him.
Like culinary school, the whole shebang.
I believe so.
Or is he like me, where I'm just like, yeah, I like cooking. No. I like throwing shit together.
I think he's like legit chef, not just in title. I think he actually is like classically trained.
It's like Leah told me like a month ago. They're like, oh, I let my school know they used to work in a restaurant, so you might get a phone call for something, for like was it like a presentation or whatever. I'm like, Leah, I only did it 6 months. You know? Like, what are you talking about?
You are clearly an expert now.
Yeah, you need the big hat.
Well, no,
you're rat not inside of it.
Yes.
Got a ratatouille.
You're not an expert because I don't imagine in those times you put 10,000 hours in.
Felt like 8 million some days.
Might have felt. I was gonna say it might have felt like it, but I don't think it actually was.
I'd be more inclined to give a presentation on how to podcast. As opposed,
well, that you have 10,000 hours in on.
I don't know about 10,000, but it's a lot.
I don't know. I'm not doing the math either. Well, I guess the easy math is if you do roughly 2 hours and we've done 590 of these. It's still got a long ways to go. Yeah. Unless you're really bad at math, then you might think it works.
Hell yeah. So skilled.
Carry both zeros. Oh boy. Yeah, we stayed home because there's just gonna be so many people at my sister's. And I immediately was like, nope, because I can't do a lot of people in a small setting. You know, like when you and I had our shop, I don't know if you remember, we used to do my family Thanksgiving at the shop because we had all that room where we had tables set up for gaming.
That's the background of your video right now? Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, this table well, you can't really see it, but this table that's right behind me.
I think the big square in the middle. That's actually a gaming table.
Yeah. But it was perfect for it because if anyone makes a mess, it was super easy to clean up, you know? You just sweep the floor when you're done and whatever, and that's pretty much it, you know? It was great. And I was telling my mom, I said, we are reaching a number, like we're getting close to 30 people. Like it's 25 to 27 range. I was like, we're getting close to where maybe we should just rent a small hall because it'll be easier for everything. You know, it'll be easier to clean up. The only part that'll suck is having to transfer food there. But everybody's bringing food anyway. The only one it would suck for is whoever makes the turkey, basically, you know. But aside from that, it was like, it just seems like an easier solution to it. And, you know, there's a few halls around here that aren't very big you can rent for not a lot of money. So if everybody threw a few bucks in, it wouldn't be that bad. Ooh, nice.
Pull the Jeep out of there.
Well, that was yeah. Oh no, I'm gonna leave the Jeep in there.
You can put like platters of food on it.
Yeah, exactly. Like one of those sushi girls. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, your Jeeps usually will just get it totally nude first, and then nice. So anyways, yeah. So we just stayed in. We ordered some food in, and it was fine. It was nice and everything. It's there was a little drama between my sister and my mom over my mom not going, but they're fine now. They sorted it out. So, it just it stinks because I've gotten to where I just can't do crowds like that in a small spot. Like when, here's a good example, right? Like for Cheeto's birthday, there was a lot of people there, but we were moving between the garage, the outside, the front yard, down into the like bar area. You know what I mean? Like there were places you can move around, or every once in a while, like if I absolutely need a little quiet, like I talked previously, I could just go into the bathroom, which was, a good distance from everybody. There was no noise or anything. So it was, I could reset basically. And my sister's house with all those people, there's one bathroom, and I basically would end up going outside all the time. And that kind of sucks.
Brian, this is why you should pick up the vice of cigar smoking. Like, I need a half hour by myself. Cool. I'm going to light up a stick and enjoy myself.
Well, a few people in my family smoke, so that's essentially what I'd end up doing is somebody go out to smoke, and I'm like, hey, you've seen me do it at, like, when we've been at places where friends of ours have smoked, and I'll be like, I'll go outside with you, and I'll just bullshit with them for a minute just because I need to get outside for a minute. But anyway, it was fine. Food was good, so everything was all right. Oh, actually, it reminds me I have to do something very rude while we're talking here. Which actually, no, it just hit me. Today's my brother's birthday.
Hey, but you can shout him out live on the program.
Yeah, it's my brother David's birthday. So happy, I don't know, 90th or whatever he is. No, 49.
Wow.
Yeah, next year he hits 50.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's really weird because that's the next closest sibling to me. So he's hitting that plateau. It's like, fuck, next. We're not that far away.
Know, right? It is weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's still 6 years, but it's, that still feels a lot closer than it used to, because obviously it is. But
yeah, my second Thanksgiving was my family's. We do it up at my aunt's house, which is like an hour drive from here. She lives in up in Michigan. Once my uncle retired, they sold their house and they've permanently moved to their little lake house they have, which is nice, right?
Yeah,
but the thing that sucked with that Thanksgiving was they're like, oh, it didn't even register with me months ago when my mom's like, oh, we're gonna do our Thanksgiving the Saturday after Thanksgiving. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And like 2 weeks ago, I was talking to my stepdad, my brother-in-law, about Thanksgiving, and my brother-in-law was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna be there. I'm like, dude, why not? He's like, dude, I got tickets to the game. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's the Ohio State-Michigan game. I was like, oh my God, they're doing Thanksgiving. And, where we live in Toledo, that's a big deal around here. Yeah, like really in other parts of the country, people don't give a shit, I'm sure, as much as we do here.
Right. But around here, it's the biggest rivalry.
And it's almost, it might as well be a holiday in Toledo.
It really should. Yeah, because everything is geared around that.
And I'm not like a psycho, football fan. I just enjoy watching, though. But it's like, I was like, God damn, Ohio State's number 2, Michigan's number 3. I'm a Michigan fan. It's going to be like game of the year. Like, I really want to watch this game. And now I got to go to Thanksgiving. And of course, I'm like, I text my mom, like, hey, what time are we supposed to be there? Thinking like, oh, maybe it's later in the day. We're eating at 1. I'm like,
in kickoff. I think, wasn't that when kickoff was?
That was like 12? We left a little later than I wanted to. For some reason, I won't even get into it, but it's a really dumbass reason. But we left later than we wanted to, which, speaking of sick people, Michelle stayed home because she wasn't feeling good.
Okay.
So the kids and I hit the road, and when
she just wanted to watch the games. All it was.
If I came back and she's got face paint on, what the fuck?
Yeah, like 2 seconds later, and she's all decked out.
There's a platter of wings she had under the couch.
Yeah. There's like 30 people in your house.
Like, I keep getting these Ring doorbell alerts. I have to check them when I get to my aunt's house.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we walked into the garage, because that's like my uncle added on to his garage. So he always has tables and shit out there, and he has a TV out there, and the game was on. It was like second quarter. So I got to see most of the game, which, go blue, great game for us. Second half adjustments. Oof.
Yeah, buddy, you aren't kidding. I thought it would be a tight game given the rankings and the way the team stacked up, and like you said, second half, man, Michigan just turned it on.
Like when I walked in the door, Michigan was losing. I was like, oh, and then they were winning, and then they were losing. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be one of these games,
right?
Yeah,
yeah, which is fine. I dig like my mom a lot of times we'll be watching Sunday Night Football or something, and she'll be like, who do you want to win? I'm like, I really don't care. I just hope it's a really good game. Because it's like, if I'm going to watch this, I don't want to blow out because I'll be like, all right, well, turn it off,
But yeah, it ended up being a great game, but the banging ass food at my family's Thanksgiving. Although, it was weird. No mashed potatoes. What the fuck?
What? How do you... What? How was there no mashed? Was Peanut supposed to bring them?
Like, even my kids, like Logan is like, I'm so sad. I'm like, why? He's like, my grandma, like Jeannie's mom, she's like, they don't do a traditional Thanksgiving either. They're like, they didn't have mashed potatoes, and now I don't have. I'm like, I haven't had any mashed potatoes over Thanksgiving. So I'm actually when the kids come over for their weekly dinner and game night here, we're doing mashed potato bowls just so I can help them fix that.
Right. Fair enough. Oh, it's gonna be just mashed potatoes.
Yeah, that's all it is. One giant bowl. No, you just scoop in with your hands.
Ooh, that's for sure the way to do it, especially if they're piping hot.
Yep.
Perfect. You get a little sear on your fingers at the same time.
It's character builder.
Yeah. Wow, that is
but
strange.
Then, once again, my sister coming through with a crazy thing. She made these apple bars, which I tackle her to get the recipe. It was like if an apple cobbler and a pecan pie made sweet passionate love and had a baby.
Oh my.
That sounds fucking fantastic. Amazing. I got the recipe.
Get the recipe?
Yeah.
Okay. You should maybe forward that to me.
Yeah, they were so good, and like I ended up taking home a little mini slab of them.
And I would have just punched everyone in the face and taken all left.
Like the next morning with coffee. Oh my god. Oh, they were so good. But yeah, Thanksgiving's probably one of my favorite holidays because there's zero expectations except for like hang out and have food. It's cool. Yeah, that's why I love it.
Yep.
That's why actually I decided over this Thanksgiving holiday that people do Christmas in July. I'm gonna do Thanksgiving in June. And I'm just gonna have a Thanksgiving dinner, but do everything out on the smoker or the grill.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Right. No mashed potatoes.
Dude, you gotta have mashed potatoes.
No, you can't. It's the new tradition. No mashed potatoes.
So I'll let you know when I'm doing this. And obviously, you're invited to come have Thanksgiving in June.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can clear my schedule.
Right.
Twist my arm. Like, hey, you want to go indulge Fat Kid Party View?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm talking like the whole spread, Maybe a turkey breast, a ham, mashed potatoes, stuffing, the whole situation.
That's for sure. No sense in doing a whole
Michelle,
turkey.
fucks her up for some reason, so... Yeah, so it'd be ham, turkey breast.
It's all that bird flu.
I mean, I only buy the infected birds; they're cheaper.
Right, I know, because they're cheaper, right?
The ones out by the dumpster.
Buy them out of the back. Yeah, I was going to say.
You never had dumpster turkey?
You know what's funny is the way people name food dishes and stuff it wouldn't shock me if there's something called a dumpster turkey and it has something to do with like the stuffing you make in it, where it's a little of everything or something like that, you know. But are you a stuffing or a dressing guy?
The fuck's the difference?
Well, stuffing goes inside the bird, dressing doesn't.
Okay, all right. I guess with that connotation, or whatever, I'm a dressing person.
Okay, me too.
Because I like the
curious.
crispy bits, and that doesn't happen inside the bird. If that happens in the bird, that turkey's done for.
Oh man, either that or you're like putting some incendiary device inside the ass of that thing. like this is delicious, but it really tastes like rocket fuel.
It's like the turkey from Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. Save some of that neck for me, Clark.
Yeah, for sure, a dressing person. I honestly I always called it stuffing. It doesn't matter what it was in. I always called it stuffing.
A lot of people do because it you know, it's very similar, except like you said, there's nuance to it, and that there's also, you know, there's a lot of like, hey, if you put the food inside that cavity, it may not get warm enough to kill the bacteria in the cavity.
Stuffing.
But people have been doing it for years, and I can't think of a time anyone ever got sick off of it. I don't
sit around a table with me and play stuffing roulette.
I mean, it sounds delicious. Yeah, I mean,
wheel of stuffing.
I mean, I've had various types of stuffing over the years, you know, but some were good, some were not. Like one time, my brother-in-law made some. Well, he used to make them all the time with like the gizzards and stuff. And oh god, I accidentally got a scoop of that one time, because for a while he would make one with like sausage in it, and then one would just be plain. And then the one year he did like gizzards, and I didn't know that. I thought it was a sausage one, which I like the sausage stuffing he makes. You know, so I'm like, you know, get a big spoon of that, and I'm like, what is this nasty? Oh, those are gizzards, and I'm like, because. Yeah,
way
wasn't
to
a fan.
Fuck up the stuffing.
Yeah. In the bathroom, like scraping my tongue.
Right. Exactly. Pouring bleach on it. Hitting with the scrubbing balls.
Yeah. Get the toilet brush on it. Yeah, I learned right then I'm not a gizzards kind of guy.
Even the name of the name. Hey, can I interest you in a side of gizzards?
Yeah.
What? No.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's funny how some food gets names like that. Like, you know, you'd think that like pig's feet there'd be some cute name for, so that it's not literally pig's feet. Exactly. You know,
like Rocky Mountain oysters, for instance.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Right. Or like, you know, pork butt. It's like, it's shoulder. It's just shoulder. It's not. There's no butt. I mean, not usually. Not unless you're eating hot dogs.
That's true.
Or fast food. Then you probably 100%. Are. Yeah. We use only the finest big asshole in our.
Only the finest.
Only the finest. Yep. We handpick. Not good enough. Like you just see people picking through them, and like this guy who's the spokesman walks through and goes, "That one's not good enough," and they throw it aside.
He's got like the little like calipers.
Yeah, the bin says hot dogs on it, and they just wing it in there, you know, because says the guy who eats hot dogs way more than he should. Although I've cut way back on that, and I've started to get, you know, only buying swanky hot dogs now.
Ooh.
The old uncured, grass-fed hot dogs now.
Those ones have the whole apple.
Yeah, that's right. Yep, that's right. No lips in these, just asshole.
Straight asshole.
All asshole, no filler.
Perfect.
Yeah. They are good though. Like you know, there is a difference to them. I do think they taste better, but they're a little more expensive than what I was buying.
That's what happens. You got to pay for the good stuff.
Yeah, I know. You know? I've tried to do that after reading some reports about, you know, the stuff with like cured meats and such, and how there really is a carcinogenic effect, you know, and such. And plus I have issues with the nitrates and nitrites and stuff. Right. So where I'm one of the ones that get headaches from them sometimes. And yeah, so I've been trying to eat less lunch meat and cured meats, unfortunately, even though cured meats are delicious.
Boy, are they. I mean, just get the nitrate-free cured meat.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do. They got some. But unfortunately, they do. Unfortunately, they cost more. But like you said, you got to pay for.
They have usually a fine selection of nitrate-free stuff at Aldi.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I need to go down there. Been too long. Too long. All right. All right. So, dude.
What's up?
Something happened this week that you're not going to believe. I actually drew something this week.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I know, right? One of my... What was that?
I said flies.
Oh, is it just ruin your joke?
Way to go. It's always funnier when you got to explain it.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it's like almost like I was no-selling it, except I just didn't hear it.
Well, awesome. That's pretty great.
I mean, it wasn't, it's nothing major. It was a pretty rough sketch, but I did it. I was talking with a friend of mine, and the subject of my drawing came up, and she didn't know that I, did that because I don't talk about it much because I haven't been doing any of it.
That's fair.
I'm not going to just keep posting. Here's my shit from 15 years ago.
Check it out, yo. I did this a while back.
I do have a Dropbox of it, that I've shared with people when they find out. And this is, everybody always wants to see stuff. So it's like, well, here's my old shit, But so it's, I just, did a little drawing of something that I had, which, it's funny because of what it is, because, it was an ass. But because in the one Twitter, no, there's one Twitter group I'm in. She dropped a picture, like not bare ass, but like in jeans the one time. So and I saved it. So every time she mentioned something, me or another woman in there dropped the picture again.
I mean, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, and so I was like, well, I'll draw something. So I was like, oh, I'll draw that picture because it'd be kind of funny that it's another version of that joke, So I did that, and I was pretty happy with it. I mean, it's one of those where I'm looking at it going, I could have really pushed the values further, but then also I was drawing on a real smooth sketchbook. And I don't know if you remember, but like paper with less tooth to it, each of the pencil graphite or whatever just kind of sits on it. It doesn't really, it's hard to layer values on that paper with regular pencils. Also, I only had like 2 pencils out. I had to dig out my fancy kit of pencils.
I mean, if you need a Home Depot ones, I'm your dude.
No, no, I'm good. Okay. I found my was it Faber-Castell or Derwent? I don't remember which brand. Faber-Castell, which I don't know if anyone can see it. There you go. If anyone wants to.
Bam.
My little pencil kit there. But yeah, it felt really good, but it was also really amazing how I don't know how to word it. Like the muscle memory wasn't quite there.
Right.
It was there were certain things where I'm like, trying to, hold the pencil again. For anyone watching, you can see how I'm holding the pen I'm holding here. You can like, do values, and you draw with your whole arm by holding it as like a side or an overhand grip instead of like this is called a tripod grip, where you kind of grip it harder, like when you're writing. And that gives you a real harsh line. When you do the overhand grip, you get a much softer edge, Mm-hmm. So, doing some of that, and I was like, almost had to kind of force myself into it. So, it was like, wow, you can really kind of feel that rust.
Well, I mean, like riding a bike. If you don't do it for a while, you can still pedal and stay up, but you're wobbly as fuck. Churning feels like you're going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I even did some of the things like, when you're in school, they teach you to do kind of exercises to loosen your hand and your arm up to basically, and I don't mean like stretching, although you should, if you're a person drawing, you should always stretch so that, it helps keep carpal tunnel at bay a little bit. But you just kind of do the overhand grip, and you just you draw circles. You just you don't really draw anything. You're just kind of moving the pencil around just to kind of get in a rhythm, basically. Right. But yeah, it was just it was like I said, I'm looking at it and going, it's not as finished as it could be. It was a rough sketch, but I'm also like very proud of myself for doing it, even though it's just a small sketch. You know what I mean? Because it's let's see if I can. I don't know if it'll show or not, but of course not.
It's fading in and out, but I see a butt. There you go.
There you go.
Oh,
yeah, it's gone. You see a big ass. It's me. So yeah, did that. Got some other stuff that I'm gonna try to push myself into drawing a little bit, because that psychologist mentioned that to me about it being really important as far as depression and stuff goes. And I'll tell you, when I got done, I mean, first of all, I was so nervous to show her.
Well, yeah, for sure, right?
Because, well, you know me, like, I've never really been one that I'm like, yo, look what I drew. That's never been my thing. I don't like it when people watch me draw. I don't, and really, it's like, when I used to do most of my drawing was in my room after school. I'd just sit at my drawing table and draw in my sketchbook or whatever. And nobody really ever saw that stuff. I'll bet you the sketchbooks I have with stuff in them, probably no one has seen most of that stuff.
Right.
Because it's just never been. Well, again, I'm not good at self-promotion.
Right.
And I'm very good at minimizing anything I am good at. So, but anyways, like I said, for sure celebrating the win of at least drawing something.
No, for sure. That's awesome.
Dude, I couldn't tell you the last time I drew something. It's had to have been probably a couple of years now.
So are we going to fast forward 3 months and there's going to be like 111 shirts on the website?
I would like to get to that point, because you've heard me talk various times where I'm like, I have this idea for a shirt or this idea. And it's like, and they're not bad ideas. And I don't know if we'll ever sell any, but it's still, or even just like album art for the episodes.
Right.
There's fun shit that, we've had ideas for that would not be that hard to do. Although that's a whole different beast, because I literally have no memory of Photoshop. Like, all the classes I took on it, I have no memory for almost all of it. It's gone.
I mean,
and I've gone in and tried to jog it, and I'm
willing to bet that even the Photoshop that you knew then is probably way different now.
Yeah, to some extent. There's new things that weren't there before, and there's certain things that they didn't have before. Like, I have an old version of Photoshop still, so it's kind of in between. But because now, it's all cloud-based. You just pay a subscription service to Adobe now. So, which is brilliant for them, because they can just update the software whenever. They don't have to keep putting out boxes of software anywhere anymore, and they're getting that monthly money. So it's way brilliant for them, But the last time I checked, it's like I just can't afford it, so I just keep using the old Photoshop I already have, that I bought when I was in school.
I know there's like free browser-based or open source alternatives.
Yeah, there are. I've used a few
too.
Yeah, I've tried a couple of them, and the things they don't have annoy me.
That's fair. No, that makes perfect sense, because there's certain things you're looking for.
Right. It's like when the way it used to be with store brands, to where you buy something and you're like, oh, it's like buying store brand like Cheetos or Doritos, to where you're like, it's close, but it's not the nest that I'm looking for.
It's like a Dorito stunt double.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So on a note that just popped into my head, did you see a picture of the running back for the Washington Commanders, Brian Robinson, I think's his name? Did you see him in his press conference after the game? You need to type in Brian Robinson, Brian with an I, which is unfortunate, but Brian Robinson, like big hat. And look at this and tell me I don't need one of these hats. Apparently his friend makes these giant hats. And I really want one, but I'm sure they're very expensive.
Let's see here. What the fuck? All right, let's pull this up.
Tell me I don't need one.
It just look like a normal ass hat, my guy.
That
exactly. Shit is funny as hell.
Yeah, it was on. It's been around on Twitter and stuff, but it looks like if a baby put on Dad's hat. I
don't even understand.
I don't either, but I really want one.
I mean, I don't. Like I see, he's wearing it forwards and backwards, so obviously it's got to have like a netting in it, like a goddamn hard hat has.
Right. That's my guess, is that it's set. That would actually be my guess, is that it's set up very similar to a hard hat. Either that, or it's basically a regular hat inside, and he's just built around the crown of that hat.
That is so wild looking.
Yeah. The picture will be in the show notes for anyone who wants to see it. But man, like I said, tell me I don't need one.
I just he said his friend makes them.
That's what he said. Yeah. Said his friend has a big hat company. He says, if you want a big hat, let me know.
Wow. I would love to know how much that hat is.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like a normal, like a ball cap, they run about $35, $40 now for like a New Era hat, so it's like, I'm guessing that's like $100, $120 hat or more, because there's such a small run.
That shit's hilarious.
But at first I was like, who the fuck photoshopped that hat on him? And then it was like, oh God, that's an actual picture.
Okay, so it says you can buy one at Noggin Boss. Okay,
really?
Yep, they sell big fucking hats here. I'm pulling up. I got the website right here.
I was gonna say, I'm pulling it up too, because I for sure got to see these.
Noggin Boss.
Oh my God.
Choose your color and insert size, personalize with a patch, or go full custom. Okay. We go to our collections. Then they're like $75 hats.
Oh, that's not as bad as I thought.
I'm just looking at their collections, and they're very basic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I want like an NFL one, or, a sports team one, because,
God, they're so fucking hilarious.
Oh, man.
So it says you can make custom ones. So I'm guessing if you're like, a running back for an NFL team, you could get a hold of these guys and be like, hey, I need one for my team.
Well, it's really weird, because they show like they wouldn't be allowed to do the custom ones unless they have contracts in place, so it's like, I'm really surprised they don't just show like, the team ones.
God, I so want to like get one of these for like one of my kids for Christmas. They're so absurd. What is their story? Why make giant hats? Our story.
That's a good question. They're great for like going to the game, basically, to where you're wearing it like that. But that's why I'm scrolling through their designs and stuff, and I'm assuming you have to check or do, like you said, where you have to do the custom in order to get the NFL or whatever, because there's pictures of them all over the website.
I guess I would assume that, right, he plays for that team, or the team maybe approved it or something,
Well, they show just random people wearing them, though. Like, they just got this one woman, and she's got like 9 different.
Wearing Cardinals ones. I have no idea.
So don't see those anywhere on the site.
Don't know. What I do know is these things are fucking hilarious. Oh,
right.
Here you go. Partners that we've worked with. Arizona Cardinals is one of the partners. So.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what it's then.
That's why they got that going on for them.
Right.
These things are hilarious, though. They really are. God, I just kind of want one now.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay, to get a full custom one, you have to pay $50 extra, it looks like.
Yeah, these are fucking. I don't even know if I'd have to wear it at least once or twice, but I honestly, I would feel like a real idiot if you walked into like a bar with that on.
Right.
Like, what's up? Game on?
Right. Like I said, if you're going to the game, it's totally fine.
If you're just like hanging out and like, I'm gonna go to the grocery store, hand me my hat.
Disagree. I think that's the perfect time to wear it.
Oh my god. Yeah, these things are fucking great.
All right, so once again, the link to that will be in the show notes too.
Oh my god, that's fun stuff.
So also this week, the last couple weeks, I should say, I've been watching The Boys.
We just watched the first episode last night.
Dude,
Jesus Christ!
So good.
The first episode, we were both like, "Holy shit!"
Oh yeah, it's not. I will say this for anyone who's thinking about watching it: it is not for someone who's squeamish. If like intestines and innards and stuff bother you, you probably might want to skip this show. But it's so good. It's so good. I finished season 2 last night, and yeah, can't wait to dive into season 3 and then into the animated ones. The what's it called? Diabolical, I believe.
Yeah, we really enjoyed the first episode. Like, we sat down to eat some dinner, and Michelle's like, "Oh, should we put on The Boys?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, I would love to watch an episode of it. I don't have time. I got a podcast for real."
Right. Yeah, good shit though. So
terrific. Did you do any Black Friday shopping? Did you do any Cyber Monday shopping?
No,
I
not really.
Did Black Friday shopping, but it was for myself.
That's how it should be.
I like my records, Brian. I kept seeing on the vinyl subreddit, people are like, "Here's my Walmart haul," and I'm like, "What is going on with this?" So I started looking at comments, and Walmart was having early Black Friday sales. All the records, didn't matter what it was for $15. So I was getting records at like retail for like $40 for $15.
Nice. Yeah, I can see where you for sure would want to take advantage of that. People in the
comments, of course, are like, "Support your local record store," which I do. I'm a big fan.
Yeah. Listen, we're all for supporting local when you can, but there's also there's a line in it that it's like, yo, I can't drop $40 on albums.
A guy that commented in there, he's like, "I own a record store, and I've gone to all my local Walmarts and cleaned them out because I can't get some of these records for cheaper than I could buy them there."
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Well, not to mention, I mean, realistically, depending on what the albums are retailing for, if they're a little tough to get, you go buy them at 15, put the 30 or whatever price tag on them, and
guarantee
flip them a little bit.
That guy was doing. He can go get a $40 album for $15 and sell it for $40 at his store.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, yeah, why wouldn't you do that? But yeah, like I said, we've talked, I know we're all about supporting local when
sometimes
you can.
Sometimes the deal is just too good.
It's hard to do that stuff. If it's a matter of a few bucks, fuck it. Like if the record store was 20 and Walmart's 15, whatever, I'll throw the record store that $5. But when you start talking like potentially $25 difference or whatever,
right?
It's like, I'm loyal to my wallet first, sorry.
And I'm not even a huge Walmart fan. Like I went there after work one of the days, and it was like, the experience was horrible. But I got a couple cool records out of it.
Right? Exactly. Yeah, that's why I said it's tough sometimes because, like I said, you really want to support things, but it's also like, hey, once in a while, I'm going to throw money at the big guys because I can't help it.
I have a Black Friday observation for you too.
Okay.
We didn't go Black Friday shopping, but we drove around, did some shit, and I noticed a lot of like Ryder or U-Haul trucks, right? With just random ass people in street clothes, like delivering TVs and shit. Which made me go, I think people are Black Friday shopping using like Shipped and all those gig work services. And I sure hope they're tipping well, because I couldn't imagine putting someone through that.
Oh God, right? Yeah, that would be terrible.
I didn't realize. It's downstairs. I wish I had it with me. I'm once again getting back to trying to dial in my streaming downstairs so I can stream PlayStation games.
Yeah.
And one of the big factors is, I want to have the camera. I want to put my little head in the corner, have the game.
Yeah.
But I'm like, fuck, I need green screen. I have that one, but it's huge.
Right.
So I can't remember what I was buying off of Amazon. I need to get some. Oh, I had to get these little like quick releases for a tripod because I went to the thrift store and I found a really good tripod for $5. It was only missing the quick release on top.
By the way, for anyone who doesn't know that, like thrift stores are a great place to find tripods. I looked it up
on eBay. I could sell that tripod for like $35 on eBay if I wanted to.
Yeah. The one I have, the one guy, Danny, that my mom was with, he bought it for me at a thrift store for like $5, and it had the quick release with it, which when I got it, I was like, whoa, this actually has the quick release. Most of them, like you said, if they have those, they'll be gone. Because a lot of times, you screw the quick release to your camera typically. So a lot of times people will take their camera off and not remember to put it with it. But even still, like the one I have is like $100 tripod.
Like I saw it leaning up against the wall, and I was like, huh. And I looked at it, it was pretty dirty. It just had like a $5 price tag on it, and I'm like, shit, I know I could find this quick release on Amazon. So I got a nice tripod now, eBay, which is cool. Beauty. Also, I told you about that. I also found a cast iron wok, which I've been using the shit out of for $8.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, Jesus, that's a great buy.
I just cooked some delicious yellow squash in it tonight. It was awesome.
Yeah. I don't even know what those retail at, but I'm sure it's quite a bit at this point.
30, $25-$30 for the cheapo ones. It doesn't have a brand on it, so it's not like Lodge or anything, but I don't care.
Who cares?
Thing's great. I mean, that's
It's like the wok I have, I bought at Walmart for $3 because they had just an end cap just full of these. It's stupid cheap wok, and it's not the best wok, but it was like it was $3, like I can't beat $3.
I mean, when I saw it was in bad shape. It needed some TLC, but I know how to take care of cast iron. So,
well, that's a good thrift store tip. There is that there are all sorts of things on the internet of how to restore cast iron. Now, granted, there are some that once they get to a certain point, basically they'd have to be like completely redone. But there's a lot of them that seriously, like baking soda and
vinegar,
water
some
will
elbow
fix.
grease.
Vinegar. Yep, exactly. And you just kind of rub out what's in there, and then season it and everything, and they're great.
I've cooked a lot of not a lot, but I've cooked a decent amount of stuff in that wok already. Thing's fucking great.
Yeah. The one flea market my mom used to be in, friends of hers, that's all they did was they bought and sold cast iron, and it was all used cast iron, and it was she bought some from them that they were like, yeah, we're not sure about this. And she's like, I'll take it. And she bought it cheap off of them and then brought it home, fucking cleaned it up. Works like a champ. Nothing wrong with it. Yep. This stuff's so resilient. Like I said, you've got to really be aggressive in it to really hurt it. And if you get that far, it's got to be like recoated basically because it's just shit then.
Yeah,
but
I guarantee my cast iron I have, which I've got a nice collection going now. My kids will end up using it. It's something,
Yeah. Well, that's something my mom's done over the years, mainly because of having that friend. Was each of her kids now has basically a set of cast iron.
Nice.
A big skillet, a small skillet, maybe nothing else, but at least those. We got a Dutch oven that somebody found at I don't know, it was a garage sale or something like that was cheap. So we got a Dutch oven too, which I really haven't used, but it's nice to have in case I want to use it.
Dude, that's what I do with mine.
Yeah, I just haven't bothered with anything with it, but it's cool to have. It's one of those like I wouldn't get rid of it. Not. Like if somebody was like, "Oh, can I have it?" Like, no.
Is it a Dutch oven with the little feet, or is it one for a stovetop?
I don't. It's just for like the stovetop.
Little feet ones for camping.
Yeah, it's got the the lid and everything to it too. So yeah, especially for a garage sale find, it was. But I think it was only like $5 or $6, which is insane for a Dutch oven. Those are usually like $50 or so. I don't remember if it's a brand or not, but it doesn't matter. It's still cheap enough that who cares? We have used it. I just haven't used it.
But yeah. So when I was on Amazon buying this quick release, I was like, you know what? I remember seeing like a portable green screen that attaches to your chair.
Oh,
So I was like, let me look those up. And they were like $30. I'm like, I'm not spending that much money on that. So I just did like a Google, and Five Below came up. I was like, what? I was like, fuck yeah. And it was like $5 for this clip-on green screen. I did some.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about that, because they've got in their stores, if you look, they actually have like podcasting or streaming. I didn't even think about that for there. That's brilliant. I should get one of those. Make my background work better.
Yeah, you need to have some good lighting though. You got to brighten it up.
Oh, well,
but yeah, so I was like, well, fuck yeah. And I'm like, and the option, and this is on Black Friday, the option came up to order online. I'm like, I might do that, because I'll just order it, have it, if the shipping's cheap or free, I don't need it tonight.
Well, as long as you're coming in under $30
I'm like,
too.
Whatever. So I clicked the shop online thing, and it took me to Instacart. And that was the first time it ever occurred to me. I'm like, oh shit, you can buy other stuff that isn't food like this?
Yeah.
Like, because I don't think about it.
I don't either, but you're right. Yeah, because I think they just end up doing the curbside pickup, or the person goes in and goes, hey, the order for Tony or whatever. And
well, with Instacart, they shop for you. So someone would have to go in and get it.
Oh, yeah, right. That's right.
And But honestly, I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it on my phone, and I'm like, I'm not going to make some poor soul go to Five Below in that part of Toledo on Black Friday for a fucking $5 green screen
that you don't need right now.
So I ended up going and getting it myself. I'll do it to myself. I won't do it to someone else. Although I did kind of peruse, like, is there anything else that could maybe like beef up this order? I'm like, I don't need it. But the only reason I went and got it that day is because it said it was clearance. So I'm like, I got it, and it had it in stock. So I'm like, I'm gonna get it, and the thing's fucking cool. It's like,
right?
No, you can't really see, and it's like that big in its little packaging, but when you open it, it just goes, and it's huge. And it it's got straps, and it just goes around the back of your chair, and
so enough to basically encompass
it just gives you your own background. Yeah, and I was like, fuck that's cool. So I set up I was going to try to stream that night. And my old ass laptop and everything was like, hey, we got updates. And it turned into a whole thing that took the wind out of my sails, because it takes so long for that laptop to update. Yeah. But I did set everything up, and I just need better lighting, because, you need good lighting when you use a green screen,
Yeah. Right. Your ring light doesn't do it?
I was just, like I said, I was already at the point. I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore, but let me at least set everything up now. Because I spent so long fucking around with my laptop. God, what I should do is I should just get an extra power cord for my PlayStation and just bring it up here when I want to stream, and just hook everything up, and then just take it back downstairs when I'm done. That's honestly what I should probably do.
That probably would be the smarter move.
Like, all my streaming stuff set up,
Right. And you don't have to, exactly. You don't have to set up a whole studio every time.
Set up all kinds of, have wires crisscrossing everywhere. And that's probably what I should honestly do. But anywho.
Probably. Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I guess I could not imagine being like, TVs are super cheap today, but I'm not going to get one. But I'll pay someone else to go get it. Yeah. It's crazy to me.
I'll tell you what, though, like this year especially, I was in stores a few days before Thanksgiving. No, I don't know, whatever. At some point this past week. Oh, it was like Tuesday when you said you were sick. My brother was wanting to go out and just look around at stuff that would see what was on sale and whatever. So I texted him real quick, and we went and did that. And there were so many TVs that were really reasonably or priced or cheap before Black Friday. Yeah, there were a lot of. I mean, they weren't always. A lot of them weren't like Samsung or Sony or something, but very similar brands to the ones they usually run on Black Fridays for, like $200 or less. There was one that was like a 30 some inch TV. I think it was like $120 or something like that. It was, but again, it's like a brand I've never heard of, but it was like, well, if you're just looking for a TV, it'll do.
Honestly, it's funny. I keep saying to Michelle, I'll be like sitting on the couch playing something or watching something, and it's just like, yeah, we're going to need a bigger TV sometime.
Yep, time to upgrade to that 80 inch.
Then I can have a big, even bigger monitor up here. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens with TVs. They just get shifted around the house.
Yeah. Yep. That's right.
Honestly, I would probably put it downstairs because I've got that little bar area that is basically a storeroom right now. But I do have a TV stand down there.
Oh.
So I'd probably be to move just put it down. Anyway, sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, so this week we one of the nights got like Roxana sent me Taco Bell the one night because I was joking around like she got it and I was like, where's mine, joking around. Then she tried to send it, but it was too late that night, so the next night she sends me Taco Bell, which was funny. But so it gets here and I'm like, oh, no drink, like what the hell, but it's like, well, it's like, oh well, the driver's already gone, which is one of the problems of doing the contactless pickup or delivery, is that there's no real opportunity to be like, whoa, hey, wait a minute, anyway. So it was like, whatever, it wasn't that big a deal. I had pop here, no big deal, but still it was like, let her know, because like, hey, something you paid for didn't get delivered. So the next night my mom really wanted Wendy's and I'm like, well, I can DoorDash Wendy's if you want me to. And she's like, okay, and so food gets here, I go out on the porch, pick it up. As soon as I pick up the bag, I'm like, because my mom had ordered got an order of chili, and I was like, either her chili or my sandwich are not in here, because I could just tell by the weight.
You're like Indiana Jones with the bag of sand.
Well, I was real hungry and I ordered like a double Big Bacon Classic. So, and as soon as I lifted, I get inside, fucking ate, my sandwich wasn't in there. So my mom gave me her sandwich because she, the chili and whatnot was, more than enough for her. But it was like, I'm just like, and it's like, I ordered it through their website and I'm looking afterwards and I'm like, I don't see anywhere to report a problem.
That's shady.
And I can't go into DoorDash because it wasn't through DoorDash's app. It was through Wendy's website. So I'm like, what the fuck? And the first thing I do, of course, was look at the receipt to make sure it was on there, because it's easy on, like, Wendy's has got a thing, like when you add stuff, I had to add something, like I had to add that sandwich like 3 times before it finally added it. Then I had to go double check to make sure it didn't put 3 of them in there,
sandwiches,
Yeah, I mean, one for each hand. So, and I was like, God, I'm mad because, first of all, it's not a cheap sandwich, and second of all, it was like, I was angry because, like, the way I ordered, I had gotten some nuggets and fries. I was going to eat part of the fries in the sandwich, save the nugs and the rest of the fries, and have it a little bit later. Nuggies, sorry. So now, I had to get into my reserve and whatever. So I reached out to Wendy's on Twitter and was like, hey, this happened. Oh, also, my large fry wasn't even half full. Like, if you didn't know better, the bag was completely sealed. But if you didn't know better, you'd swear they just stole my sandwich.
They ate your sandwich, had some fries.
But the bag's got a sticker on it. So unless they're real good about peeling a sticker off, which could happen, but not likely. But so yeah, I never heard back from Wendy's about it, and I was like, I don't know what to do, because I didn't see a customer service thing. There was nowhere to report a problem. So it's like, I'm gonna have to hassle them some other way, and and at this point, it's probably been long enough now. I don't know if they'll give me my money back, or at least a coupon for another sandwich or something.
Right.
You know. And I sent him a picture of the fries too. I was like, this is how I pulled the fries out of the bag. And it's like, you almost couldn't see fries, the little curve thing in the front. You almost couldn't see fries over that.
The sexy dip. It's like a scoop neck shirt on a big breasted lady.
Yeah.
Except there's fries behind it.
I mean, it's pretty similar to how I like my ladies. I like a nice large order of fries stuffed in the cleavage.
Now we're talking. You talk about titty fries?
Yeah.
I love me an order of titty fries.
Who doesn't? But man, I was like, so then I had a coupon for a free pizza from Vito's. And I'm like, man, if I don't get something from them, I'm going to be so mad. Because, it's like, I'm not having good luck with deliveries right now.
You're bumming.
Yeah, but no, they crushed it. So
well, at least someone came through.
Quite happy. Yeah, and it was a free pizza.
We ordered pizza the other day, and I'm like, hell yeah, contactless. I have this enclosed front porch of a table. Leave the pizza on the table.
Oh boy!
And like we're sitting in the living room, and then like Bomber does this. She's like, I'm like, oh, pizza guy must be here. And I just hear a knock at the door, and I'm like, why the fuck do I write on there contactless?
Yeah.
If they're gonna knock on the fucking door. And I open up the door, and the guy was just like, he was setting the pizzas down. He was like, oh, sorry, man, I just saw some contactless. Like, it's fine. It's all right. It's like, I just don't want to be bothered. Like, I just want to sit on my couch, enjoy my life. I don't want to get up and see some zit-faced idiot, holding my food, which I got to see anyway.
Right. I mean, it's pretty rude. I came over to visit, and you're making fun of me on the podcast. I haven't had pizza.
I mean, it's like the whole on all, and I know we're like doing like cranky old man rants today.
Yeah,
but I on my every Amazon order, it's saved in my instructions. Please put within porch, because package thieves are definitely a thing.
Right. Yeah.
And it's always sitting out on the stoop. It's like, you motherfuckers. Open the door.
It's so crazy because you would think, given that you have an enclosed porch, they would try
I asked Michelle, I'm like, can you please use your good handwriting to make a sign so we can put it on our door?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
As someone that's had packages stolen from him before, it's infuriating.
Yeah,
Did I ever tell you about that Kickstarter we supported a while back?
I don't know if you did. Maybe, but my memory's not great.
Got this grand idea to spend lots of money, which she's good at doing. And she's like, I'm going to support this Kickstarter for his board game. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then she showed me to him, like, yeah, this looks like a cool board game. She already supported it. I'm like, well, how much did you support? And it was like 125, 150. It was an absurd amount of money.
That's not bad. I've heard of way more.
Yeah, but at that time, we didn't have that kind of money. And
of course
I was
not.
very much like, what the fuck are you doing? But whatever, I don't want an argument right now.
Yeah.
So months go by. And I don't care if when I ordered those $8 2-pack of my quick releases for my tripod, I'm on top of that shit. I know when it's going to be at my house.
Yeah.
So I'm like months go by, and I'm like, whatever happened to
which fully can happen with Kickstarter. Sometimes when you throw the money at it, it's going to be months before.
I mean, I've got a really cool brass knife I bought off of Kickstarter, and it got delayed, but I do have it. I track that shit every, I even reached out to them, like, when are you guys shipping this,
Yeah.
But so months go by, and I'm like, whatever happened to that Kickstarter game that you bought? She's like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? And then she goes and finds the email and and she's like, oh, it says it was delivered 2 months ago. I'm like, well, we don't have it. So,
yeah. Dude, have you tried this new game I got? No.
I was not happy about that.
Yeah, because it literally was just holding $100 bill or $120 into the wind
and
letting it
fire.
go.
And I mean, where we lived at the time, there was punk ass kids right across the street, and I'm like, I guarantee they have that. but it's been so long, and you can't reach out to the company either because it's been so long.
Right. Yeah. If it had been a week or something, maybe, but not.
And it's just like,
months.
okay, well, I'm glad we did that. But ever since then, like the day I found out all that, that's when I made a sign for my door at that house. Please bring all packages around to the back. Because the back, back of the house faced away from the road. That was our main entrance anyway. So I made a sign for my door here. It's like, please put shit inside. Because my Ring camera's there too, so I can see anyone who tries to come into our porch.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which would have been nice if you would have had that before.
I don't know if it'd be nice because I probably would have burned that whole house down.
Well, that's fine. I mean, that's an appropriate
It felt
reaction.
like it at the time.
So, yeah. I'd allow it. Yeah. Speaking of spending an exorbitant amount of money, did you see, my friend, that Metallica announced their new tour?
I did. I don't know how much
Did you see all the details?
Yeah, I was actually looking at it today because they're playing in Detroit in early November. And I was like, I really want to go, but I don't know how much tickets are.
Well, there's multiple problems in this, like from, to me anyway. But first of all, the good stuff, which the good stuff is each of the cities in this tour, they're playing 2 nights. The first night, most of the dates in America anyway, they're playing with the new Pantera, which is Zakk Wylde, Phil Anselmo. Oh shit, I can't remember the other guys' names. Anyways, the other guys. But the kind of more of a like Pantera tribute, but also with the singer, and Mammoth WVH, which is Wolfie Van Halen.
Okay,
band.
I wasn't sure who that band was. I'll be honest.
Right. And then the second date in most of them will have Five Finger Death Punch and Ice Nine Kills. And they're doing 2 nights in the cities with no overlap in the
2 nights,
list.
2 different set
so
lists.
Each so basically, which is easy to do because they've already, this is in support of their upcoming album in April. And that will be their 11th album. So they've got, plenty of catalog to pull from for 2 nights. But I was like, oh man, I really want to go to that first night because I really want to see Pantera. And Metallica.
I get part of the like Metallica fan club, so you get, early access to shit. And from what I understand, if you want to go to the show, you're buying tickets for both days. It's a 2-day ticket.
Well, they're doing it both ways. What they're doing is the 2-day tickets go on sale this coming Thursday, I think, or Friday. Sorry, 10 a.m. Friday through Ticketmaster, and then the pre-sales for Metallica's fan club and for city card holders is going on Wednesday of this week, I believe, or next week. I mean, sorry, I'm sorry, it's next Friday, I think. I don't know. Anyways, you can find it. I'm fucked. Anyway. So the 2-day tickets are going to go on sale first. Then in January, the single-day tickets are going to go on sale. But if you wait, there's a really good chance this is going to sell out because Pantera. Sure. And it's like, first of all, Metallica. Metallica tickets go pretty well. But the last time they were in Detroit, up to not that far before the concert, there were still some tickets left. Not a lot, but some. But with them having Pantera in there too, it wouldn't shock me if this sells out lightning
I'll be
fast.
curious to see how much tickets are because, I would like to go.
Oh man, I would kill that first night.
Michelle's favorite
I don't
band.
care.
She's only seen the cover bands.
Right. I mean, for watching, I'm sitting here, I'm rocking the Metallica T-shirt as we speak.
Mine, so instead, I went with, comfy, oversized Carhartt shirt and sweatpants because I'm a set goddamn savage tonight. Yeah,
that's fair. But yeah, when I saw this today, I'm like, God, I'd love to go to both nights. Honestly, why wouldn't I want to go see Metallica twice? The weird part though, too, is there's a day in between.
I didn't know that.
Which for us isn't that big a deal because we live close enough. We could for sure go back. But if you're driving a little bit, it'd be like, oh, that would kind of suck if you were coming from like
12.
Canada or something. Yeah, right. It's a little. Well, no, because they're playing Ford Field. I was to say there might be another concert or something. But anyway, yeah. As far as the supporting it, like I'm whatever about Five Finger Death Punch. Metallica must love them because they've toured with them like every year for the last like 5 years. It feels like
I've seen them once, and
yeah,
I mean it was all right.
That's what I mean. I'm fine with them. Ice Nine Kills, I'm not familiar with at all.
Fan.
I'm
I've
an old
heard a couple songs though. Maybe
right. So it's like but to see Metallica 2 nights, I'd be all in on that for sure. But it's like, dude, if one night before was roughly $100 for a nosebleed, these got to be about $300 tickets. But the other cool part is, did you see they're playing in the round? I guess. Yeah, because they're going to be in the middle of the field from the way it sounds. So theoretically, no seat should be a terrible seat. But
I'm definitely also because the email I got from being part of being a fifth member of the band, Brian, fifth member, is pre-sale tickets like through that avenue are Wednesday.
Okay, so that's what it is then. That's Wednesday of this week. Then Friday is Ticketmaster. Okay. So, the way this was worded, it talks about Friday and then it talks about Wednesday. It's chronologically messed up.
I'm definitely going to see how much they're going for because I'm genuinely curious.
Yeah.
That's what it's funny you bring this up because I came home from work and I was like, hey, just to let you know, Wednesday I might make an expensive decision. And she's like, what are you talking about?
Right. Yeah, that's why I said I was like, as soon as I saw the lineup, for it, I was like, I want to be there so bad because I never got to see Pantera originally, and there's no way this is gonna suck. There's no way this is gonna go, well, it's not the same. I mean, yeah, it won't be Dimebag playing guitar, but it's fucking Zakk Wylde. It's not like they just got some scrub in there playing guitar. This is still a dude who's a monster on the guitar, So I feel like it's still going to be pretty plus freaking cool.
Metallica.
Yeah. Plus Metallica. Yeah. Worst case scenario, you see two bands you don't care for and then Metallica. But Mammoth, I hate their name, Mammoth WVH. I've heard a couple of their songs and they're not bad. Like I don't, I'm not like none of the bands. Well, I told you I haven't heard Ice Nine Kills that I'm aware of, but it's like Five Finger Death Punch. I'm like, whatever. I've heard worse bands. 100%. I'm just not the biggest fan of theirs. They're fine, but I'm just not a huge fan, which is fine. The reason I'm there is the headliner. But the first night, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I might be more excited about seeing Pantera than
I'm looking
Metallica.
At some of these other bands that are popping onto the thing, and like I see Volbeat. I'd love to see Volbeat. They're great.
Volbeat toured with them. I think it was like Five Finger Death Punch and Volbeat were the alternating ones last tour.
They're having to have Greta Van Fleet. I'd love to see them too.
Yeah, they're cool too.
Yeah, Toledo not that long ago, but I just couldn't get it going.
Oh, yeah. So if anyone listening wants to get your boys some really nice Christmas gifts.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I love the idea and I love the enthusiasm. Yeah, I would definitely. I was just saying, fuck, I really miss going to concerts.
Yeah.
And although, you know what I think I might actually do is on a weekend where Leah's hanging with me, I might see what sort of like punk or hardcore shows are going on, like, downtown, because they're usually all ages, and be like, hey, because she's never been to a concert like that.
Right.
Like, hey, you want to go to a concert?
Yeah. Make sure if you think about it, make sure to mention because the migraines and whatnot, like, I mean, I know like ear protection is paramount to us now, but also make sure that noise is okay.
Oh, well, of course. Yeah.
Because those shows, especially in those small venues, are they're stupid loud. Yeah. Like, I have sound sensitivity, and those usually if there's any sort of an intermission, you've seen it where I'm usually like, I gotta go outside for a minute because it's like, I got to give my ears a break. Also, I'm still stupid and don't wear ear protection.
You should definitely wear ears.
I know. Especially to punk shows, man. Fuck. Like the Metallica show won't be as bad because there's no way in hell, even if we go, we'd be anywhere near the stage. So we're gonna be way the fuck somewhere else.
Right.
But
small venue shows, hearing protection is something I would definitely recommend.
Well, especially if it's like punk. because punk's fucking loud anyway. So it's usually the guitars are super loud.
I mean,
you know,
like a couple weeks ago, we were supposed to go to a show. There's a place right up the road from me that I didn't know was a concert venue.
Okay.
And someone on the Toledo subreddit was like, "Hey, my band's playing at this place," and you know, I'd love if people show up. And I looked it up, and I was like, "Fuck, tickets are like $10 at the door."
Right.
So I'm like, "Hey, you want to go see a concert this Friday?" And we ended up not going because by the time we left the house, neither one of us had dinner. I was just like, how about I'm tired. I mean, I'm old is kicking in. I'm like, let's just get some food and go home, you know?
Well, that's the other funny part, right? Is that like whenever you're going to see like local, like small venue type shows, they usually start at like 9.
Yeah.
They don't start at like 7. Like Metallica will probably be at 7:00 that night, or something like that. And those little venues though, man, it's like the headliner's not on till like midnight almost, So it's tough for old people.
I know, right?
It's easier for me only because of the hours I keep.
Yeah.
So to me, I've only been up for a few hours, so it's not the same. If I kept normal hours, I'd probably be the same way.
I mean, it was weird when we were hanging out. I see Cheeto still in the chat. We were hanging out with Cheeto because multiple nights in a row I was up to like 2 a.m. and I haven't done that in forever. But yeah, I kind of want to. I miss live music. So this Metallica calls to me, and I'm really thinking about seeing what's doing in town for some of the smaller venues. Just to see some live acts again.
No, I'm with you, man. It's what I've been watching. Jono Diener, his new band, 84 Tigers. I've been looking to see if they play. They keep playing Detroit, but I keep looking for something that's not quite Detroit.
Right.
That maybe and also not a school night. A lot of the shows they've been playing have been school nights.
Yeah,
so I'm like, well, there's no way Tony can do that.
Nope.
So because again, they don't hit the stage until 9-10 o'clock, and it's like, man, Tony needs to be in bed by then.
Yeah. Amen.
So so I've been watching for that, because if I see something like that, I'll for sure, like we did that time when we went up to, well, that was kind of Detroit.
Yeah,
I don't think it was
downriver,
quite Detroit,
as they call it.
Yeah. So we went and saw Braided Veins, which I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know if they're still a thing.
You should put that album on.
Yeah,
it'd be a good one.
Well, I thought they had another album coming out, but I haven't seen anything in a while from them. So I don't know if that's a. I should reach out to Jono and see if they're still a thing.
Fuck, bro.
Like, dude, I need more of this.
What the fuck?
Please, because we're nice.
Yeah, exactly.
So, did you happen to see there was a report? Was it a week or two ago that Hasbro stock got downgraded significantly because I forgot what financial institution it was. They did a poll of like Magic players, and were asking them how they feel Hasbro is handling card production and blah blah blah. And players apparently were saying that because they're putting out sets, like they always have. Well, not like they always have. I don't remember the schedule now. But then they're also putting out all these like secret layers and these alternate packs and blah, 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 to where people are starting to feel kind of fatigue from it.
Oh, bro,
like
it's
you're
too
much.
Out,
well, and it's a lot of money. Packs are not like when we played where you get a pack for like $250, and like packs are like $5-6 now. And some of them are more. Like if they're those modern Masters packs and whatever, some of those are like $15 or $30 a pack. I know. Well, the stuff in them is valuable. Plus, there's foils and blah blah. So no, I agree. But the secret layer stuff, I think those are just straight money grabs, but they're really cool. Like they've done I think they just recently did like a Transformers themed one. They've done really neat stuff like that. And they're cards that have already been produced, so you don't need them.
Right.
It's like you only need them if you're a collector, basically. But if you're a player, you can find cheaper versions of that same card. So no big deal there. But people still feel like every time they turn around, there's like a new set or a new this or whatever. And it's like, dude, enough. Like my wallet needs a break here.
We get it.
Yeah. And I think like they were talking like their stock dropped like 20 or 30% on this report.
Oh, damn.
Because, well, I don't know if Magic makes the most money of anything Hasbro owns.
I'm not surprised.
right? Like, I don't think most people know. Like, I listened to a indicator from Planet Money, and they talked about it a little bit, how a lot of people don't think that because Hasbro's a massive toy company, but the biggest money maker they have is Magic the Gathering.
Right.
It drives their profits. Like, it's not like, oh, this is a big chunk. It's like, no, Hasbro is a Magic the Gathering company that also makes toys.
They dabble in other shit.
I mean, that is literally what they are at this point. You know, it was one of the best purchases they ever made. But, you know, I was still like, wow, that's really interesting because for years and years, we've always wondered because, you know, Magic has been the economy of the game has been a big reason why the game has been successful.
Right.
You were always able to afford playing enough, but there was still limited edition stuff, and there was, you know, scarcity to some of the cards and blah blah blah. It's a very delicate balance, and a lot of people seem to feel like they're tipping the scale a little too much. So it's really interesting because the game's celebrating. What did I tell you? Like what was it? 93 is when it came out.
Right.
So the 30th anniversary will be next year.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. So, you know, I found that report really interesting because it's the first time in a long time that I've heard anything negative about the game. Because like during COVID, Magic's numbers blew up because people were stuck at home.
Right.
So people were buying like those commander decks or that Jumpstart where you just take a few packs and build a quick deck and play. Or no, those were just shuffle and play, I think. You know, shit like that. So, you know, they really did a good job there. And people, because I remember going into Target and stuff, like you couldn't find a lot of the Magic product during COVID. You know, the main lockdown time part of COVID, I should say. It's not like COVID's gone.
Right.
So, yeah. So, yeah, first time I've really seen kind of a dent in the armor of oh, I'm sorry. I had the number way off. It was 10% that their stock prices dropped. I finally found the damn article I had up. But yeah, I'll have a link to that in the show notes too. Yeah, CNBC or Bank of America conducted a deep dive on them. That's who it was. And they feel that analysts are saying that Hasbro's been overprinting cards and destroying Magic's long-term value. Now, I do wonder if part of that came from that 30th anniversary set that they're doing where there's potential for like power, even though it's not tournament legal.
Yeah, I know. Still, though.
The people are like, hey, you promised us you'd never reprint these cards, and yet here you are.
Here they are.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with that because they're not tournament legal. If they allowed them in tournaments, I would have a problem.
Oh, for sure, right?
Because they've made those what were they called? You remember like the Masters Edition or Collector's Edition or whatever back in the day?
Black backs.
Yeah, they've done a few of those kind of things over the years, and it was like those didn't really hurt the value of anything because they're not tournament legal. If anything, the value of those held because they were used as proxies in a lot of tournaments. But I've also seen that recently Hasbro starting to send cease and desist to proxy making websites.
Really?
Yeah, there's one, I can't remember the name of it. For anyone who doesn't know, proxy in the game, some tournaments, because the cards are so prohibitively expensive, some tournaments will allow you to basically use anything as a marker for that card. And you can have 5 or 10 in your deck.
Yeah.
Basically. Well, there's sites where you can print off like really good proxies, basically, or you can buy really good proxies. And it's understandable. That's Wizards of the Coast protecting their intellectual property. Mm-hmm. That's good business. People will get pissed at companies doing that and say that they're greedy, but it's not, because if you allow it and then for some reason it ends up in a court case, the judge will go, well, why did you allow this all these years?
Yeah, like, what are you doing?
If this is yours and you want to protect it, it's why Disney is so litigious about anything they own.
Yeah.
They will shut down anything, basically. And Hasbro should have been better about this all along. So I'm not surprised that they're starting to get into being a little edgier about this.
Feel a little salty about everything.
Well, you know, I mean, you find out that a site is literally selling proxies.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, we own that name. We own that logo, or, you know, all the shit that's on that card they own. You know, like if it's got the tap symbol or any of that kind of stuff. You know, I haven't seen the proxy, so I don't know if they're just generic ones, but I guess not, because why would you buy just a text-based proxy? You can just take a marker and write on a card.
I mean, true, right?
Like we did for years when we were practicing.
Always the best proxies.
Yeah, for sure. Just grab some commons and write on them.
Accurate.
So anyway, but yeah, so anyways, good times. Good times.
Good times.
Good times. All right, what else I have here? I've got 3 things that are not shut up and take my money. Well, one is, but the others kind of are, but kind of aren't.
All right.
So the first one, well, actually, do you have anything before we get to go into that?
Nah, go into it.
All right. So the first one, I don't know if you saw this. Cheetos released an appliance for grinding up their snacks to dust all over your favorite foods. It's called the Cheetos Duster. And I swear to God, it is literally just a little blender. Like if you have a magic bullet blender type of thing, it's just the same idea. And basically you put your Cheeto snacks in it, it blows them up. And then you can use the powder, to put in with like the flour for your fried chicken or your breadcrumbs on different stuff or blah, blah, blah. Or you could just use it as your coating, because, But anyway, so they had them on their store for $20 and they sold out like immediately.
Of course.
I'm so curious if this is one of those things that in like a year is worth like $200 or if this is something that in a year people are like, why did they make that? That was so stupid.
I went to like what looked like an official website. It took me to Amazon.
Yeah, that's where they sold them through.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that explains
it.
But
in this website or this site that I have, it's from Food and Wine magazine or foodandwine.com. Sorry. There's actually a website called Cheetos Duster.
That's what I clicked was Food and Wine.
No,
Amazon.
Sorry. There's a link a little lower that says Cooking with Cheetos recipe page. So there's actually recipes for like flamin' hot turkey leg, Cheetos gyros, Cheetos poutine, and even a Cheetos flamin' hot donut.
Dude, the cursor on their website is just a Cheeto fingerprint.
Yeah.
That's fucking sweet.
Oh, so, yeah. This is one of those things where I'm just like, this is so unnecessary. But also, I knew it was going to sell out,
Yeah.
I'm sure they made a very limited amount, too. I'm sure that'll help. So, and it's branded, so as a Cheetos Duster.
There we go.
Because basically what it is, the jar that you put the Cheetos in, you turn it upside down, grind it, and it goes into the bottom thing, which is,
it's just a magic bullet.
I know, right? I've said for a long time they should just sell the damn Cheeto. I don't know why they don't. I mean, I understand that it's so easy. You just buy a bag of their product, throw it in a blender and or a food processor, and you have it.
Right.
But here we go. So
I mean,
instead
the
of
one thing it's got going for me is, I like the color orange.
Right.
And it's a nice Cheeto orange color.
Yes, it is.
That's about the only thing that it's got going for me.
Right. Well, speaking of very gimmicky, unnecessary products, Coors Light released a nail polish called Chill Polish that apparently it turned from gray to blue when your brew is cold enough to enjoy.
Oh my God. Really?
So I'm guessing you had to put your finger, your nails against the, bottle, glass, whatever, to turn them colors, because I can't imagine it would work through your fingers, because you'd have to get your fingers really cold.
Super cold.
You would think. But yeah, it was like $7 a bottle. It's sold out also.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Apparently there was an opportunity to win a chill polish kit, which I didn't see before. I would have looked at. So I'm pulling that up real quick to see what the hell this.
I don't want any of the
never
shit
mind.
you're offering me, fucking website.
It doesn't tell what the kit is. You gotta sign or agree to their newsletter, which I'm not doing.
It's kind of a cool color blue, I'll be honest. I guess that must be Coors Blue, I assume.
I guess, yeah. But yeah, chill polish.
So,
like I said.
Wow.
Huh?
So when the mountains or when your fingernails are blue, you're getting frostbite, I
guess. Yeah. Now, what I'm curious about is what happens if you're, at a beer fest like we've gone to where it's like 4 degrees outside.
Your fingers are fucking blue, bro.
I mean, I guess at that point they still would be accurate because it was for sure cold enough. The beer was cold enough to drink. a little too cold to where it might have been too cold to drink.
Oh, see, okay, they have a little image up here on their home page of their thing, or a lady with a weird looking hand. It looks like her fingers are like fucking hot dogs. A pig asshole hand. Where her fingernails above the beer are silver and below it are blue. I don't think it works that good.
Yeah.
It seems like a ruse.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, of course, it's going to be way more amazing on the website than it actually is.
Although,
I would assume.
You know, I love a merch page, Brian.
You do.
Home and backyard. Don't do it. Hold on. Let's see what we got here. Oh, they got Coors lip balm. They got a thirst trap. What the fuck is this? It's just a sticker. Oh, it's a funnel that clips on. Oh. You know what?
Okay.
This is not a bad idea. You leave a little bit of beer in your can. You put the thirst trap on it. It attracts bugs.
Oh, okay.
It turns into a bug trap.
Okay. All right. Okay, you know what? I'll give them that one. That's actually, that's actually a really brilliant idea for like a can of soda.
Yeah, for sure, right?
More so than beer, probably. Clever. But yeah. Okay.
Stickers,
all right, I'll give you that
dog
one.
Collars, soap, coolers. Yeah.
Well, you can get yourself a dog collar.
Fucking ball cap for your dog. Hell yeah.
Bomber for sure needs a Coors Light hat. But she needs one of those big hats.
For that big domer. Absolutely.
Oh my God. Can you imagine how great Bomber would look in one of those hats? Oh my God.
Stupid, like normal. I took a picture of her today. She was laying upside down on her back, and her head somehow flattened out and looked like a stack of pancakes. I don't even understand what's going on.
I love that like you said, the dog used to look like a puppy. Now she looks like a 90-year-old man. It's pretty wild.
See if I can pull this up here. I don't know if you can see it, Brian. I don't understand what happened.
Yep. I don't. Yeah, she just melts. I don't know how. Candle. She just melts.
All right. Well, Coors. All right. So the thirst trap, though, they got me with that. That's cool.
Yeah, I'll give them that one. That is a
nail polish can go get.
I mean, again, something you could do yourself, but still not a terrible idea. So the actual shut up and take my money that I have for this week, even though I wouldn't get it only because of the price, is they're making a Rick and Morty portal gun bottle opener, and once you pop the bottle cap off, it also shoots the bottle caps out.
I bought one of those for Dev a couple years ago. It was like a goof.
Was it
no,
a Rick and Morty
like
one?
A gun.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, this one's a Rick and Morty one. So yeah.
Yeah, okay, I got it right here. I've seen these before, but they were just like cap shooter guns.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like I said, the only problem with it is it's $25, which is way too much for a novelty like this. This should be like $10, $12, maybe 15. I'd be in on, but 25 is way more than I would spend for that. That's just because it's Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty.
Reason.
But I still think it's kind of fun that you pop the bottle cap and then you can shoot it out of the gun.
I mean, it is cool. I like goofy shit like this.
Yeah, me too. Yep. This is the kind of stuff I miss. Like media play and stores like that used to get, or going through like previews, because I'd see a lot of this shit, that Target doesn't really carry, Walmart doesn't really carry, you need those other kind of, like FYE carries it. And I actually, now I think of it, there's an FYE in the mall now. So
for your entertainment.
Yeah. Daryl told me.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah. So, stores like that tend to carry this stuff, but it's, it sucked when those other stores closed because you kind of don't get to see this fun stuff. Or the GameStop will carry a little bit of it too. I forgot about that. Cause I got those Wolverine claw corn holders, which are great. Yeah. So I'm like you, I love shit like that. Most of the time I won't buy it, but I still love it.
It's fun to pick it up and look at it and point at your friends, like, look at this.
Yeah, like the Mjolnir meat tenderizer that was out, or the shredder, box shredder. Yeah, just dumb shit like that, but I enjoy it. So
classic.
Yeah. So that would be the shut up and take my money this week. So, and that is all I got, sir.
Excellent. That was a
That's
lot.
a lot. All right. You ready to do a
Goddamn
Q of the
right
W then? Yeah, yeah.
So last week we asked you, or was it 2 weeks ago? What would you name a snowplow? On Instagram, we got nothing, man. Oh, nothing. Man. You sons of bitches.
Sad pandas.
But on Facebook,
it happens.
Diamond Top fan, Big Dev. He says Pablo Escobar. Because, pushing snow, I get it. Like when the first time I read it, I thought he meant to say like plow blow,
Oh, so careful with that, man. You're having trouble.
It's like hard to get out.
Sounds like you turned fat tongue right there.
Pablo's just way better because the implication.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it too, because it's essentially it's better than a pun because it's not like beat you over the head. It's just there. Perfect. Though. I like
Kiki. Yeah. She says Sleetwood Mac, the Big Leplowski,
nice,
or Snow Be Gone Kenobi. I like them all.
Yeah, me too.
They're all terrific. And then also, apparently Dev and Jeff from Hobie need to have a knife fight in a parking lot because Diamond Top fan Jeff, he says Roger.
I also like the simplicity of naming the plow that way. It's similar to like when people do that with animals.
I honestly don't like it.
I absolutely love it. People
are like, Paul, get over here, Paul.
What about Charlie?
Well, I mean, Charlie's cool. Yeah, Charlie's
Cheeto's
cool.
dog. There was nothing that cracked me up there were a few things, but one of the things that cracked me up the most that weekend was how Cheeto's wife kept calling him Charles. I absolutely love that. Like when he ran off and she was like Charles, and he just kind of looks like, oh,
he's a formal name.
Like shit. Yeah. I love that shit.
That's it.
All right. Any more? Okay. I got to pull up Cheeto's answer. I just remembered he sent one in.
Of course he did. He's
there it is.
Man, the myth, the legend.
All right. So he says, name a snowplow. He says, how about a Hobie list? Your mom. Ice to meet you. That one. There it is. Dude, that's the one for me because that's the fucking Arnold reference.
Classic.
Cunt smasher. That's a good one. The real Diamond Top fan of the Salty Language podcast. All your mirrors belong to us. Dude, that's an old bull, but yeah. I like it. 10 inches. Scrapey McScraperton. Those are good. I like those. Well
Excellent
done.
Work.
Yeah, bury your car should be one. So how much glee some of those guys take in just burying people.
You gotta keep something to keep your day going, right? Just saying.
Yeah, right. Yes, sir. All right, so that's that's what I got for that. So thank you to everyone who answered. And all right, well, let's have us a look at oh boy, I got too many tabs open. There we go. No, it's just I gotta find the tab I'm looking for. So this computer can handle the tabs. I just gotta find it because I have like 90 tabs open.
So many tabs.
It's pretty typical for me. Listen, if I'm ever gonna like hide in the or not hide, but like point out the ADHD thing, that's a good place
all
to
these
start.
Tabs.
Like, because as soon as I have a thought, I have to open the tab and direct it at whatever it is, even if it's like I'll look at it later. Because if I don't, I will never remember what I was wanting to look at. So yeah. All right. So 1 through 8.
We'll go 7.
7. All right. You can get full knowledge of one thing. What are you choosing?
Full knowledge of one thing.
Yeah. I know what Tony's going to pick. It's going to be the Kennedy assassination.
Naturally. Cryptozoology.
Oh, I thought you were saying cryptocurrency. I was like, I don't know, man.
What knowledge of one thing?
Yeah.
I feel like there should be an easy answer here, but I don't. It's not coming to me.
The one I kind of want to go with would be like cooking. Because you're not gonna dominate the world or anything with it essentially, but it would just be cool to have all the knowledge of all the cooking. Right. To where you could pull like any, like, I guess you really do with the internet, but but you would know all the techniques, you would, all that kind of stuff. So I think that would be a really cool thing to have, because you could do a lot with it as a career. You could just have fun with it, so I think that would be kind of an interesting one. But otherwise, I mean, the one that'd be obvious for me would be like art technique or art in general. It'd just be cool to know, have a good knowledge of all the techniques and stuff out there, because I think that would be fun fair. Too. But if I was gonna like try to use something to dominate the world, I don't really know what that knowledge would be. Because again, it's a tough question only because of Google. We already kind of have all the
knowledge you need in your pocket. Knowledge,
unless it's like top secret shit, So I don't know.
You know what? I think I'm gonna go with like masturbation. I'm already an expert. Yeah, come on.
Sorry. Didn't mean to.
43 years old.
Your master's there. Yeah, definitely got 10,000 hours in. Jesus, can you imagine how much
That'd
masturbating that would be?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Old chop meat dick.
Yeah, right.
No, it'd probably be because it's something that I'm still trying to gain knowledge about, would be brewing.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that,
I'm always fascinated by the way it's like, oh, well, this doesn't have any citrus in it, but these hops, through the work of magic, have added citrus flavors.
Magic Johnson?
Yes.
Huh.
He stirred his Johnson in the batch.
Oh boy, I don't think that's a good idea.
No.
No, I don't think anyone should be sticking their dick in the
mashed
beer.
Potatoes. Like the clip from Beastie Boys' Ill Communication.
Yep. Well, if I'd have known this was gonna be that kind of party, I would have stuck my dick in the mashed potatoes. Such a great quote.
Yeah, it's either gonna be that, or I go the other route and I do like something like programming.
Yeah.
So I could just like have a good job.
I mean, hacker. Yeah.
Hacker man.
Yep. That makes sense. Yeah. It does sound right for you, being a hacker.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Hack the planet.
Yep.
Just skateboard around like those kids in the Hackers movie.
Mm-hmm. Dressing up like Angelina Jolie.
Hell yeah. No bra, nothing.
Yeah. Right. I mean, you got to be accurate.
Yep. Nope. No bra with that simple Jack haircut she had in that movie for some reason. Didn't even make any sense.
No. Well, I mean, she wasn't worried about, what people thought of how she looked.
Yes.
She was all about that hacking.
All about that.
Or maybe when she was cutting. That's how dedicated she was to hacking. That's also how she cut her hair.
Accurate.
That's how she told jokes. It was all of it.
I just remember the villain hacker in that was, basically a middle-aged man skateboarding around in a trench coat. It's like, oh, come on now.
So it was basically Dr. Doom from that last Fantastic Four movie.
Accurate.
Not really.
No, he was a terrible choice.
Hated that movie so much. Anyway, yeah. All right.
Speaking
well,
of
there
movies,
you go.
Real quick, middle-aged men. The other day we watched Waterboy. Been a while.
Oh, okay. Whew, I was scared for a minute there. I just thought this was going to be Gladiator movie
Hell
conversation.
Yeah, you know it. Well, watching Waterboy still holds up. Pretty funny.
Yeah.
But I'm like looking at these guys who are supposed to be playing college football, and I'm like, these are just all men. And then I'm watching the Michigan game the day later or 2 days later, and it's just children in pads.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they haven't put on their man weight yet.
In that movie, it's for sure just men.
Yeah. It's how it's always been though, right? Like, whenever they were casting, like, oh, these are high schoolers, they're 30. Yeah. It's like, come on, like you shouldn't have gray hair in high school typically, but whatever.
Yeah, it's just weird how back when the movie came out, we were in high school or just out of it. Maybe I can't remember what year it came out exactly.
It came out when I worked at Hollywood Video.
We're fresh out.
I
remember watching that movie going, yeah, these are football players.
Yeah. Right.
It's weird how 20 years, you put 20 years on your life and you look at them and you're like, what the fuck are they doing casting these guys?
Yeah, right.
Jesus.
Well, either that or, I mean, maybe they're just not very smart there.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe it's a 10-year college.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you graduate when you're like 32. It's fine.
Van Wilder, you.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, that's the program, I believe.
That a program?
Well, we still have the curse word to do, but I do that at the very end.
Yes, we do.
So that So stick around for that. Until then, hit up saltylanguage.com. Check out all the links there, the past episodes. You can find the link to the network that we're part of, which is wow, I just blanked. Tangentbound Network.
That was just a danger.
It can be found at tangentboundnetwork.com. If you're looking to join a network with your podcast or start a podcast, hit them up for maybe some help or just join us over there. If you talk to Mark, I tell him that Tony can put up sexy screens behind him now.
Hell yeah, almost instantaneously.
Nice. Dude, you could just have porn running behind you.
I mean, I could, I suppose. Once it's chroma keyed out.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, man.
Good times.
Yeah, if you want to find us on the social medias, you can find the show at salty_language on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Stunami.
You can find me on...
I guess really on Mastodon also if you really want to go over there.
Hell yeah. Oh, yeah. That's your new website?
I'm not using socials. It at all. All I did was go get my name, basically.
Fair enough.
Because it frustrates me when I can't get my name.
I understand.
So I went ahead and registered my name.
Gotcha. You can find me at Instagram at The Monotony and twitch.tv/allthebeerspod. Telling you, it's going to happen. I'm telling you.
One of these years, when Tony turns 75, he'll start broadcasting.
Yes, exactly.
No one will be using Twitch anymore.
I got some games I want to play that are goofy. Yeah. So.
All right. Well, good.
You can find a show at Salty Language Pod on YouTube. If you're listening to us, if you're watching us, you're already here. And if you're here and you're not subscribing, what the fuck is wrong with you? Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like. Make some comments like our friend Cheeto here. Because you got to get the algorithm going. Pump up our numbers, bro.
Yeah, what he said.
You can find us on Patreon if you're so inclined. Patreon.com/saltylanguage. Check us out. There's bonus content there. Help the boys out.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool to be breaking even again. Almost.
Right.
We're a little shy of breaking even, but that's okay.
Yeah. Well, if we don't break even, we can always break bad, right?
Hey, you're right. Time to let's cook.
Well, I mean, we got to pay for those Metallica tickets somehow.
Yep. Brian,
what better way?
So we need you to. I need you to accelerate your drawing. Because one of us needs to be Jesse Pinkman. The other one needs to be Heisenberg. It just says "Let's Pod."
Didn't you? Oh no, that was just in hazmat suits. I think I was like, didn't you Photoshop us in?
Yeah, that was during the middle of COVID because I thought it was funny.
Right. Yeah. Oh, it was. I agree. I mean, nothing will ever probably beat the Macho Man, Scary Sherry one of us.
Classic.
That was one of my favorites. Anyway.
Brian, you also have your little side gig.
Yeah. You can find my other show, The Crazy Life, wherever you find your podcast. And it's me, my friend Jen, and, third mic of this show, Heno, just talking about mental health and just trying to, not just mental health, but just trying to find ways of just being better people as well as, navigating the world and looking for our inner peace, man. Hey, man. It's really kind of what I've been about over the last few years as I've shifted from just being like, fighting depression to where it's also been about like just being at peace with who I am, you know, instead of kind of fighting it, you know, like saying, okay, this is what it is. And, you know, but it is, you know, but it's not who I am, you know, man. So yeah, check us out. It's the Crazy Life Pod. So yeah, nice. There you go. Yeah. All right. Well, let's move to, I gotta pull up the tab here real quick. Our salty language curse word of the week.
What you got for us?
And this one's kind of fun, but it's thunderation.
Wow, I'm already have a thunderation in my pants.
Well, I don't know if that's good or bad. Oh boy. It's a variant on what in tarnation, which itself was a lightening up of the word damnation. Thunderation was popular in the United States back in the 1830s and 40s.
Huh. Thunderation. It's funny you say what in tarnation, because that's exactly what I commented on our former third mic Tate's Instagram post, because she was dressed up like a rodeo clown or some shit.
Oh boy, that was something.
All I could do was throw out the Texas what in tarnation.
My comment was wow, just wow. So, and she was like, I know, right?
So I think that's funny that what in tarnation just came up when I just typed it like a week ago. Thunderation is all right. Yeah. Is that because they're like, well, we can't bring Jesus into us, but this is pretty close.
I guess.
Can't bring Jesus into it, but sure can talk shit about Odin or Zeus or whatever. Right? Thunderation. I don't like it. No, it's almost too tame for me. I'm a big fan of the ones that are like, oh, it's a Victorian word for like schmegma or whatever.
All right. Yeah. Fair enough. I think you'll like next week's better. So all right. Well, with that, everyone, except Tony, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Still holding strong, my guy.
Couple more days.
See, that's the thing is I'm like, how long do I let this go? Because now I'm at the point I don't miss it as much.
But I also have that highball drifter in my fridge.
That stuff ages well, though.
And yeah, but we still, you know, we got to crack one together.
Fair enough. We'll
so
see
whenever. I'm just saying whenever. I'm not, you know, I'm not pushing you too hard. Just a gentle nudge. That's all.
Well, all the cool kids are doing it.
Yeah, right. You know, no big deal. Cheeto, get up here. I got 3, so get up here and we can all clank one. We can do all the beers.
That's
all
a good
of us.
Move.
Yeah. All right. I forgot where the hell we were. Oh, I said the have a beer, you'll be fine. Did you do
we already babbled on. Let's just end this shit.